Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're starting a new series called Top 5. So in this series basically we're picking over 5 players, 5 goalkeepers in this instance for this video, 5 teams, all sorts of different trials and experiments basically. But yeah, for this one, 5 goalkeepers who I predict could be Wonderkid goalkeepers. So all below the age of 20 for this series, so we're going to see how they get on. Have a look at them right now at the level they are in FM22. Fast forward 5 years and see if they've made it to that top status or if they've flopped in the way. Who knows? Let's go and have a look at our first list of 5 goalkeepers and see how they've gone on. So for this experiment, we start unemployed. We picked these 5 keepers. After going through, shortlisting a bunch of people, and these are the 5 we came back with. Keepers that are over the age of 20 was the idea. Now we know his Acosta's actually over 21. Well, he is 21, but we'll let him slide. Acosta does stay in the list. We'll go for each one. We'll start with Acosta actually, to go through that. Acosta out of Porto, age 21. I've used him in the past in FM, and he just developed very, very well. So maybe a bit of a slight spoiler there. I know he developed prior to this, but I mean, looking at the stats right now on paper, there's a lot of good traits there about him. He does look very, very good. Someone I would like to have in this FM at some point during one of my saves. I'm not sure where exactly, but I mean, this guy just looked very, very good. Acosta first and off the list at Porto. I mean, in terms of playing time, he's not been around the first team yet at this point, but he's only 21. Things could change, you never know. We never know. Acosta in at number 1. We'll come back in a little bit, have a look at how he's done in 5 years' time, but for now, get back to the rest of the list. Second in this list was the Wonderkid keeper from last year, Gasparini, over in Italy, Udinese keeper. I mean, he didn't really develop well for me when I tried him once within the last FM. I mean, he still has not played the first team game. So he had 1 game for Udinese last season. He's out on loan this season, so I mean, he won't get first team minutes. He might develop a lot better this time around, fingers crossed. But I mean, in terms of actual stats, fairly well rounded. He's got enough about him, like with enough first team football, possibly could get there. I mean, right now he's not there, but you never know. Age 19, he has a long, long career ahead of him. Maybe in 5 years' time he'll do the business. Who knows? We'll have a look at him. See how he gets on. So next on the list is a personal favourite of mine, someone who I have used prior. You would have seen him in the West Ham series. Martin van der Vaal comes in. I mean, this guy looks incredible. You could put him into your first team right now. He would not struggle at age 19. I mean, there's still a lot of room for development as well, which is the best part about him. This is the guy I have the most backing on who's going to do the biggest out of these 5 keepers. Just from prior experience. I mean, he's currently in the game at 21 still at this point. Rather shocking. I don't know how he's not in that first team, either on the bench or been around the first team right now, but I mean, Van der Vaal is absolutely quality. You see here, look, he made some appearances in the game last season, 16 appearances in total. There's no mention of any clean sheets or anything, no, so I don't know how it actually got on for him last season. There's no average rating and everything, obviously, because it is a new game. We don't know how he did last season. There's no rating to base it on, so I mean, Van der Vaal does come into this list as the highest prospect in my eyes. Him and Costa are definitely top 2 in my eyes. The next 2, I'm not so sure about. Let's go have a look, shall we? So the first one we're looking at here is Alex Padilla at Athletic Bilbao. I mean, there's a few decent bits about him. Determination's quite good. Reflexes, rushing out. For 17 years of age, good handling, good kicking. He's got the basics down. He has the basics down. I mean, there's still a lot to improve on. Command in the area, communication and stuff. But 17, everything should skyrocket, fingers crossed. I've looked at these stats and I think this guy does have the potential to become a Wonderkid keeper and a first team keeper for Spain eventually. We have enough experience. Again, if it's someone we're going to see in 5 years' time, 5 years isn't really much for a keeper. Other keepers do show their prime towards late 20s, going into their 30s. So a 5-year test to get an idea of how much they develop in that 5-year period. And then you can kind of base off yourself. You think, right, will he get into my team in 5 years' time? Is it worth throwing the money now? I mean, it's quite cheap now, 150 to 450k for him. Get him early doors, loan him out for 5 years. First team football isn't worth having the team in the future, who knows? Padilla is number 4 on the list. Number 5 is coming up right now. So for number 5, we are back in Spain yet again. This time, Atletico Madrid keeper Alejandro Iturbe. Iturbe? Yeah, we don't have to pronounce the name properly, clearly. But I mean, again, you see here, man, like handling decent at 11, kicking 14, reflexes 14, rushing out 14. It's not bad. Decent other bits around the pitch. I mean, this is the one I'm least favourable towards, but I'm thinking because he's at Atleti, they have a good history of making good keepers, Atletico Madrid. So this could be the next one in line. Again, another Spanish keeper, so it'd be interesting to see between him and the last lad who develops the best and who gets toward any Spanish caps at all, any at all. even under 21 level. I mean, both have no U cap currently, so it could be interesting to see how these boys get on. But yeah, enough of me rambling on about them now. Let's go see them 5 years down the line. 5 years down the line. Let's go and have a look at them, shall we? So we come back 5 years on now. We are now in August 2026. You can see here straight away, two of the boys have moved. First off, Acosta at 26 now, years of age. Pretty high value. 21 caps now for Portugal. So Acosta has developed really well. I mean, look at the stats all around. Decent mentals, good physicals. All the goalkeeping, everything's pretty decent there, apart from his punching. I mean, these are things that just like still get better with age, possibly. But at 26 now, he looks very, very good. A lot of appearances. In terms of his career, actually with the Spurs first as well. 36 million to Spurs from Porto. I mean, their first team keeper at 4-3 years, pretty much by the looks of it. And then Roma came in at 32 million, so 4 million less than what he actually paid for him. Weirdly enough, it's kind of a weird one, really. It's gone for that sort of price, considering. But I mean, is he first team keeper in Portugal now? Someone else ahead of him. There is number one keeper in Portugal. You mean it makes sense into all them caps had so far for the lads. But yeah, 21 caps, 26 years of age. Good job. Costa's one to look at. Keep an eye on that one. So next up, we looked at Gasparini originally. I mean, he's still at Udinese, and he hasn't really hit the potential as we kind of hoped, really. I mean, he's still going fairly cheap. He's only 24 still, so there's still time to see some development in goal, like we said earlier. Keepers can develop later on and be really good in their 30s still. So I mean, still overall, he's a very good player. Like I reckon he's probably worth more than what the valuation says, really. I think the valuation is very underrated, like valued for him. He still looks fairly good, but I mean, I don't know if he's been playing the minutes or what. There's your answer. He's played one game a season. He's not going to develop if you're not playing games. Simple as. He needs to get loaned out. I mean, that first season we saw him was on loan. Legnango had him for that season, played him loads, 7 clean sheets. It's not bad at all, really, for a team in Serie C as well. And since then, Udinese just had him sat on the bench, I'm guessing. Again, he's been sat on the bench every season, not playing first team football, hasn't developed, and he's turned to a bit of a subpar keeper, really. There's probably the experiment sometimes, unless the keepers are guaranteed to play minutes every week, every game. They're not going to develop. They're not going to develop. So number 3 in top 5, and my personal favourite who I wanted to go with originally, Martin van der Voort. He has made the move over to Germany. Bayer Leverkusen now. He's had 1 cap for Belgium as well, so I mean, he's getting there. It's a bit of a weird one, really. But from getting kind of free transfer over to Milan, sold Frankfurt 7.5 million. I mean, involved in the player exchange and 6 million. I wonder who it was actually went the other way. I'm intrigued. We can't really look into who actually was and went the other way, but I mean, he's played a lot of minutes, 25 games since then. 34 conceded, 6 clean sheets, 7 clean sheets the season before that at Frankfurt, so he's doing fairly well for himself. He is in the setup now for Belgium by looks of it. They've 1 cap so far. I don't know if he's in their current team. Yeah, he's there on the bench. Back up for Thibaut, age 34. So I mean, when Thibaut retires, Van der Voort's the main man going forward. Love to see that. Beautiful. Van der Voort doing very, very well. Developing nicely still. At 24, he still has a lot of time as well. You can see the stats on paper, like, incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a keeper. Van der Voort, absolutely quality. Even now, 11.5 to 34 million. Big gap there, almost 20 million like to work between, but I mean, worth the money. Get him earlier on, get him cheap enough, he's the one to go for, definitely. So at number 4 on the list, we looked at Alex Padilla at Athletic Bilbao. I mean, you can see here, hasn't developed. I'm guessing again it's another scenario of a case of, and he's played a few more games than the other keepers. You can see here, like, he had a lot of first team football, playing for Athletic, well, say first team, playing for the B and C team for Athletic Bilbao. He's been playing minutes, conceding a fair few goals. Like, he had like 9 appearances, 18 conceded. That could be down to the defence, it could be down to him, who knows. I mean, he hasn't really developed the quality we'd hoped for, really. High hopes for him. You can see, oh, he got capped at under 23 level though. Or Mexico now instead. He binned off Spain, went for Mexico instead. Under 23 caps, that's something for him, man. Like, he's getting game time at least, he's getting there. Not as good as what we hoped for though. Hopefully the last one might have a surprise for us. Fingers crossed, a little bit better. Well, we hoped for better, we didn't get better. Probably the worst one I've developed, really. I mean, his general goalkeeping stats are fairly decent. First touch of 1 though, I mean, you're not passing back to that keeper, are you, realistically? He's not the keeper you want to pass the ball back to and trust to his feet. I mean, his passing range is decent enough sort of thing, but the first touch of 1, technique of 5, I mean, no. You're not going to trust him with the ball at his feet, realistically. Oh yeah, it's not great. He hasn't done it. He's been capped at under 19 level for Spain, but I mean, since then, you see here, he played for Athletic B every season. 2 games here, none games there, 7 here. Very varied. Like, he's played mostly last season, 23 games. You see 26, 7 clean sheets. Positive signs there at least in his last season, but I mean, he hasn't really developed since then. So, not the one to go for really. I mean, maybe more first team minutes might develop better, but at 22 now, I think the boat's sailed for him. So there we go then. That is the first of our top 5 quality Wonder Kids we're looking at first here. I mean, say quality, the bottom 2 kind of didn't really hit the heights. Gasparini hasn't played enough minutes, but I mean, Acosta and Van der Vaart are the pinnacle ones to go for this Wonder Kids list. I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and come back for more videos. And loads more of these top 5 lists coming very, very soon to the channel. So stick around, don't miss out. Check out the other series on the channel, and we'll see you very soon.